Hello, this is InduShare's Mr. Create.
And I'm Mr. N.
Yeah, we came back with the new stock this week, right?
Right. Yeah.
So what do we bring this week?
We're gonna talk about AeroFarms today.
Mhm.
It's a leader in vertical farming.
So what is vertical farming? We'll be covering later, I guess.
Yeah.
So the underlying assumption or underlining
Mm,
our
mm,
decision
mm,
for this stock was that the population is growing
mm.
rapidly, and food.
Population of the
Yeah,
of the entire Earth, right?
yeah,
Right. Yeah.
entire Earth.
Yeah.
9 billion people are going to
Uh,
live
mm,
in on Earth
mm,
in by 2040.
mm,
Aging society, so that's gonna add to the food demand,
mm, 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 mm,
and we have less water now,
mm,
and there's less arable land,
mm,
which it requires a vertical farming. As you can see the picture on the left,
mm, mm.
you're basically creating crops in the building, not like
Indoor. Indoor.
indoor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
as you can see on the left side of
Yeah.
the picture.
And as the vertical farming itself suggests, it is a process of cultivating plants in the vertical shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing
Mm,
that I find this
mm,
stock fascinating is
mm,
that this stock is actually going to be listed through via spec,
mm,
and this company has been,
mm.
the company was founded in 2004, right?
Yeah.
And but there are not that many companies that are like AeroFarms these days, but I'm pretty sure we are probably going to get some interest in this kind of technology in like in the
In a
future, right?
decade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the decades to
Mm,
come. Obviously, 2021, people are like, yeah, I mean, crop, who cares?
mm,
But
mm, mm,
eventually, I think people should care because I think they will eventually increase the price of crop,
mm, mm.
and this company will probably be profitable in the long run.
Yeah.
So let's get it.
Okay. Let's go. Um. So yeah, it's not yet been listed in Nasdaq, but it will be. It'll be soon. In second quarter of this year. Um, and as Mr. Create mentioned, it will be listed via a spec company called Spring Valley Acquisition Corp. Um, and it has been just announced that the listing will be performed in the second quarter of this year. So AeroFarms was founded by these three gentlemen and in 2004, and uh, the company does indoor vertical farming, and it has the potential to become one of the most high tech platform uh, sp- specifically for the vertical farming. Mm-mm. So um, I initially thought that aerofarms, it just means nothing. I mean, the name itself. I initially thought that it's a kind of the cool brand name, but it isn't. Um, it is it name originated from a process of the actual farming, which is aeroponics. It's a process of growing plants in an air or mist environment without the use of soil. So soil is not required for this kind of farming. And mist contains nutrient solution and water, of course, and it requires less water than the conventional farming. And since the root of the plant is exposed to the aeroponic mist, uh, it gains a lot of oxygen through that mist, and eventually the plants will be healthier than the conventional farming. And since there's no soil contamination or plant-to-plant contact, um, it is disease-free, and so no pesticides, herbicides, or fungicides required. And this company is driven by data and fully controlled by the data they collected for the last last 15 years. They said that they have grown, a lot of variety of plants up to like 550 plants to this date, and they have this, unique LED technology to control the light spectrum or intensity or frequency for the better taste and texture for their plants, and all of this technology and their data collection was done by the egg stack system. It's their uh, proprietary system to gather insights about the plants and how they could, improve the application methods for the cultivating the plants. So, uh, so using this system, um, they have, some great results, as you can see in the bottom of this slide. They said that they claim that, their crop terms is like 26 per year, which is one crop ton for conventional farming, and it uh, it produces like 390 times of the output compared to the conventional farming, which is incredible. And it uses less water, uh, only 5% of the conventional farming, and eventually the plants they grow have better quality and cheaper long-term costs.
So like when you say
Mm,
26 crop
mm,
turns, it
mm,
just means that
mm,
conventionally you could have like one or two turns
mm.
in a year, and then
Yeah.
this thing, because you can do the 20 twenty
Mm,
four 7
mm,
kind of cultivation,
mm,
you can actually increase the supply
mm.
because of the turnover.
Right, right. Yeah. So, and AeroFarms actually, they produce these leafy vegetables, and they sell it to the major retailers in the northeast U.S. Uh, I haven't seen it since here I'm located in Korea, but they say that they sell those dream greens to Whole Food Market, ShopRite, and Amazon Fresh. Mm. And they have this competitiveness compared to their competitors, um, in terms of the IP portfolio. They have 282 invention disclosures and 46 trade secrets up to now, and they have settled R&D center in Abu Dhabi, which is located in the center of a desert, right? Mm-mm. And also they plan to, commercialize their cultivation machine capabilities and horticulture luminaire technologies, so that they could gain more profits in the coming years. Mm.
Okay, I'll take it from here, I guess. I wasn't able to really find any seeking of an article regarding the ticker SV, so I decided to do some market research. As you're aware, the population is growing. By 2040, I guess we'll be having 9.2 billion people living on Earth, and this thing will increase almost, rapidly from then until 2100, I guess. I think this is the point where all the age, the people die out by 2000, like 100, I guess. This is why the population growth is declining towards next century. I think that's if you look at the graph wise. um Food consumption per capita is also increasing, but not much. But still, it is increasing, or it is expected to increase. So, this is what I meant when we said that the food demand will increase because the population is growing, the food demand is growing. So, overall, the demand of the crop will be increasing almost, I think, two times by 2050. Global warming is real. Not only that we have more people that are demanding more food, we have less food to go around in from 1975. The Celsius, this is unit is Celsius, 0.15 or 0.2%, 2 Celsius degree was increasing on global the climate, but by 2021 we'll be seeing 1.4 to 5.8 Celsius degree increase in terms of our the
That's
the
an annual average increase rate,
well
right?
no like I don't know the data
Uh,
in and of
uh,
itself, but one thing that I've noticed is that the global warming is progressing a lot faster than we think.
uh,
So
inevitable.
yeah, it's becoming inevitable.
Mm.
Um, Not only that, we have climate anomalous cases or so. So somehow, one summer is a lot hotter than the one we seen last year. Like it's not just we see the constant increase in the temperature, but there is anomaly that will affect the crop yield. So this is the conclusion of that. When we see the global warming with global the climate anomalies, we see the yield variation, and it affects, like if you look at the corn, soybean, and cotton. By 2100, they will have 30 to 46% decrease in its production because of this global warming. So it will have a diverse impact to depending on the crop types, and depending on the country and location. But still, this is one thing to notice, I guess, with the global warming, we have less production of crops. So, and then we have less water as well. If you look at it, there are like wheat, soybean, and maize, rice that are being affected because of the drier condition. And what percentage means is that it's percentage of the arable land that are being affected by the water scarcity or drier condition. So, for instance, Australia, if you see 28%, 28% of the arable land will be affected because of drier condition of uh, the global warming. So if you look at the Mediterranean, 100%, South Africa, 99%. So these are, areas that will be immensely affected because of the global warming. So air farm could provide solution for all these issues. Population growth will need. They are thinking that it's probably 69% increase in their production. Water scarcity, like we've mentioned, but it's 95% effective. They use less water for more crops. Arable land, we already have arable land that are being, cultivated, and I don't think there's that much more land that's available for expansion of our crop cultivation. So we have less arable land, but this, air farm, they can provide solution for that. For social awareness, you don't have to use pesticide for vertical farming, and supply chain as well. If to deliver food from like Mexico or United States to Korea, it needs technology, cold chain production, cold chain mechanism. But if you have, let's say, a building in a major city that's cultivating this kind of food, you can always deliver it right next door. So this is that effective, I think, in long run, and they will have sort of a phantom the mechanism change for our society. So that's
Yeah,
it. We've covered the concept of vertical farming
yeah.
and the one of the largest company,
Mm.
well, in terms of their market share, I guess,
Yeah,
of the vertical farming.
and they are actually the most innovative and most I mean the biggest player in the vertical farming
Mhm.
sector. So I think they are promising, although they are not you know generating a lot of profits for the time being. Yeah.
I think that because of the spec, they received a lot of IPO proceeds, so this could actually increase their facilities around the world. Like Amazon, like if you build it in a major cities, they can always just cultivate it and deliver it like right next door. So I see the great promising future, but for the short term, I think stock performance will be probably boring in a way. I don't think that this company can grow its revenue exponentially, like tech companies. But this is one thing that you should probably keep in mind for long-term investment idea. All right, this is it for Air Farms, and we'll see you next week.
Next week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.